24/7 Comfort on call.
Well, hello, Brad. You promised, and now you will deliver.
I will indeed. You know, it was exactly 1 week ago today we had some bird flu headlines, and at that point in time, if I remember correctly, we reported there were 68 human infections so far in the United States.
Right, yep.
We also had an update on this story, second type of bird flu detected in U.S. dairy cows. The bottom line is that experts are a little concerned that now we have another variant, and this one too is infecting mammals. That's not headed in the right direction, okay? So that's where we left off last week. I've been poking around and I found some other stuff just in the past week, okay? So this would have been on Wednesday of last week, February 12th, Ohio Department of Health. Ohio reports first human case of bird flu. It was a male farm worker, commercial poultry that was infected with the virus. No word on his status, so I suspect he's been treated and probably doing okay. But if you're counting, that would be 69. Okay, and then the following day on the 13th, I saw this report. It was reported by the Associated Press, and this was from a study the CDC had done back in September. So it took 5 months for the information to come out. But what they did is they recruited 150 veterinarians across the United States, 46 different states, in fact. Fill out a questionnaire, agree to have your blood drawn. Have you had pink eye or any respiratory issues? Most of the symptoms with bird flu in humans so far. And when they tested all of the blood, they found out 3 of them, or 2%, which is a small amount, but nonetheless, they had had the infection without ever knowing it. So again, probably the number of cases are really
69 known. Okay,
correct.
So this is probably the word we need to interject there, right?
Okay, so this was on the 13th. Then on the 15th, this was reported at AP. Now, it was reported on the 15th, but it was actually released on the 14th that an older woman in Wyoming not only contracted bird flu, but she also has been hospitalized, and the CDC did speak on this. They said that she had a backyard flock of chickens. They got sick and had died. So now we're up to 70, okay? Though oddly...
known.
Correct. Now, I went to the CDC as of 3:11 this afternoon. They're still reporting 68. It hasn't been updated since the 14th.
Okay.
Typically, it's updated on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
Part of it might be, you remember the big breaking news late last Friday, that the CDC lost 1,300 employees, 1,500 at the National Institutes of Health, so there might be some reason there. All I can say, Chris, is I hope that it's just on the public-facing side. The page that we just saw back over here, I can't even take you there now. I got to go through all these again. Yeah, remember that story?
Wow, I do.
Yeah, anyway, where I was trying to show you is that on the CDC website, there's 2 parts to it. One part that we, the public, get to see, and there's another part that is specifically for doctors and researchers. I'm hoping that at least that part is getting updated because it kind of makes you wonder what's going on there. And then there was this yesterday in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Bird flu will worsen if Trump doesn't do more to stop it, so says our Tammy Baldwin.
Correct.
Okay, and the gist of it there was that, this is not going to go away. We do need to take some action. And interestingly, Chris, this wasn't in this story, but there are 2 things that could be done. And these ideas are being tossed around in Washington right now. One of which, believe it or not, is importing eggs from across seas, including Turkey. So you would fly these eggs across the ocean. I don't know, would they be subject to tariffs? But what would the cost be? Would the
eggs for consumption or eggs to start new flocks? What are we talking about here?
Eggs for human consumption, okay?
Well, that doesn't sound inexpensive.
Okay, but there might be a better solution, and this is also being tossed around. We have had approved by the USDA for almost a year of vaccine for chickens against avian flu.
Okay.
And they've used it already for a year over in Europe. They don't have the egg problems that we're having right here. So that is something that could be done, but you know that there's a huge vaccine tendency push right now, so that's probably putting a little bit of a bottleneck in the situation.
Okay, to be clear, there's a vaccine just for poultry, right?
Just for poultry.
Even though we know there are vaccines in the pipeline perhaps for
humans. Yes, but this is just for poultry. It's been approved. It's ready to go. But we could solve this pretty quick, I think, if we wanted to.
Well, it is spreading rather quickly.
It is.
If we just go by how many times you do an update in your 3 million minutes, it's becoming more frequent. All right, Brad, thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.